Alright, we're going to assume that you can read. The first phase is the beginning phase. You have untap step, upkeep step, draw. Untap, upkeep, draw. Say it to yourself a few times. It'll help you keep them straight, because you are supposed to go in that order. This is untapped. This is tapped. Now, tapping is a very common cost to doing something. Many permanents you will have a tap this and something happens. It sometimes happens for untapped, but that is much rarer. Upkeep. Some decks don't even care about upkeep, but for example, a card may say, on your upkeep, gain a life. Yeah, I know, even the cards are telling us to get a life. Oh well. Also, some cards will have a cost you have to pay at this time. If you do not pay the cost, the card goes bye-bye. And draw step, that's self-explanatory. Main phase, this is when you're going to do most of your magic stuff. This is also when you play lands. More on lands in the next video. Note that normally you can only play one land. So yeah, unless you got some weird thing going on that lets you play more than one land, it's one land. Combat phase, time for some blood and glory. Death! The reason you're playing the game. Alright, first, if it is your turn and you are the aggressor, you declare your attackers. Attacking makes your creatures tap. Again, getting back to what is cost. There is a way around this. If your creatures have vigilance, then there is no tapping. Although this has the annoying side effect of sometimes forgetting who's attacking. Blockers. Once the attackers are declared, blockers come in. It should be noted, attackers cannot choose to attack certain creatures. Otherwise, support creatures would die horribly, painfully, every time. You can only attack players or planeswalkers. Planeswalkers are a card. Next video. Also, it's a good thing to note that no matter how big your creature is, unless it has some special thing saying that multiple creatures have to block it, just one blocking it shuts it down. 15 power, 15 toughness, or to put it more simply, 15 attack, 15 defense, gets blocked by a 1/1. That 1/1 is dead. Deader than a doornail. But the 15/15 does absolutely no damage to the player, unless it has something called trample. Trample allows you to take whatever is left over of your power to the enemy. So, in this case, it'd be 14. Now, you can, again, unless something says otherwise, you can have as many creatures as you want blocking a certain creature. So if you really needed to kill this 15/15, it has to die, you could get 15 1/1s to attack him. Or, of course, anything so long as the power matches the toughness. There are two phases to doing damage. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I also wanted to make the point of, with trample, we could have instead a 15/1. It still does the 14 damage, but it's also dead. There. Something to note. You have two actual damage stages. The first one could be called the first strike damage stage. This is where, if you either have an ability called first strike or an ability called double strike, you make your attack. Then you have the normal damage stage, where creatures without either of those abilities or double strike attack. First strikers only hit on the first strike. Next, you have your main phase again. You get two. They sandwich. And then you have your end phase. Your end step, where all those until end of turn effects trigger. And then you have your cleanup. Keep in mind, damage for creatures does not accumulate. So, at the end of this, all the damage done goes away. Also, if you have too many cards in your hand, usually your hand size is 7, unless you got, again, some special effect. You also draw 7 cards at the beginning, but if you get more than 7 and are at your end step, or your cleanup step, sorry, you discard, down to whatever's your appropriate size. So yeah, that's it. Next time we intend on hitting the card types, and then unless I can think of something else, we get into colors.